Everyone out there. Welcome to the third lesson on my YouTube channel, that is Rediscover Your Touch. Before we commence on our third lesson, I'll urge each and every one of my viewers out there to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share this video as well, in order to get access to others who would really be in need of this knowledge. Together, we can really understand and make maths easy. My name is Ebenezer Podi, and I'm your host for this lesson. So without wasting my time, as usual, I'll read out the example that we'll be tackling in our third lesson on rates, and by the help of our standard conversions as well, we will be wasting no more time in order to get ourselves abreast with this specific example. So I'll urge each and every one of you to take your books and jot tests around and note some specific aspects that we'll be tackling here in order to help you revise your lessons on rates effectively. So without wasting my time, I'll read out the example, bring out the data, and then we set sail and begin or commence with our workout. So let's start. All right, so we have find the average speed of a car that travels 45 kilometers in 2 hours 15 minutes. And I read again, find the average speed of a car that travels 45 kilometers in 2 hours 15 minutes. So bringing out our data, we are actually finding the average speed in kilometers per hour. So our average speed is in kilometers per hour, and our distance is 45 kilometers. Our time is 2 hours 45, that's 15 minutes, sorry. So 15 minutes. 2 hours 15 minutes. All right, so this is our data per the example that we have here, and we'll be tackling the standard conversions in order to tune our data into the right units. So we have kilometers in our demand of the question, and we still have our data per distance in kilometers as well. So that alone tells us that we are not going to make any manipulations on the distance. So let's move on to look at the time. We have our time in demand of the question to be in hours, and per our data we have 2 hours 50 minutes. Yes, we still have hours, but the 50 minutes over here is odd. So we'll rather try to manipulate the 15 minutes to be in tune with the hours that we are demanding, or the question is demanding of us. So let's set sail and manipulate our minutes and convert it to hours. So our solution is going to be, we have 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, and we have 15 minutes, which is equal to x. So we are really going to cross multiply in order to get our value. So we are going to have 15 times 1, which is 15, and then we are going to have 60 times x. So we are going to end up dividing both sides by 60, and we are going to have, reducing 15 over 60, we are going to have 5 goes into 15 3 times, and goes into 60 12 times. 5 goes into 60 12 times. Then we are also going to have s is equal to 3 over 12, but we can still reduce this fraction. So we are going to have 3 goes into itself once, and it goes into 12 4. So it means our x is now what? 1 over 4, that is hours. So quarter of an hour. And we are really going to merge the 2 hours to our new found time. So we are going to have our time in all to be 2 hours or 2¼ hours. And translating it into an improper fraction, we are going to have 2 times 4, which is 8, plus 1. That gives us 9/4 hours. I trust we are set to go now. Our average speed, that is AS, is equal to distance per time. And substituting our values, we are going to have our distance is 45 kilometers divided by our time, that is 9/4 hours. Most of the time I try to switch the pair to division, especially when we are having our time to be in fraction, so as not to confuse my students out there. So we are always going to use the analogy that once we are having a whole number being divided by a fraction, we are going to maintain the whole number on the left hand side and reciprocate the right hand side of the relation. So we are going to have average speed is equal to 45 times 4/9. That is after reciprocating the fraction. So 9 goes into itself once, it goes into 45, 5. Right? And then we have 5 times 4. So you realize that we are going to have 20 kilometers per hour. So therefore, our average speed is 20 kilometers per hour. So concluding on our lesson for today, that is precisely our third lesson on rates, we have the instance whereby the kilometers has already been provided and we are only demanded to tune or convert our time to be in line with the demand of the question. And this is something of an iota manipulation that we need to make as a student. So we just tackle with the 15 minutes. We try to convert the 15 minutes into hours and we are going to have 1/4 of an hour. But already we have 2 hours here and we only have to merge the 2 hours with a 1/4 of an hour. And that is precisely going to give us 2 whole number 1/4 hours. And changing it into improper fraction, we multiply the whole number by the denominator and then we add it to the numerator to give us 9/4 hours. And in that sense, we are good to go as in substituting the values of our data into the formula. So we have our distance, which is 45 kilometers, and divided by our time, which is 9/4. And like I said earlier on, I switched the pair to division in order to handle the pressure that the denominator being in the fraction could bring. And in that sense, I could really maintain my left hand side of the whole number and reciprocate my fraction and change the division into multiplication. And in that sense, we have 9 cancelling or factoring 45 to give us 5. And our remaining values are 4 times 5, which translates to give us 20 kilometers per hour. So I trust you find this portion of our third lesson a conducive one. And like I said, together we can really make maths easy. And I trust so far we are really getting more cognitive understanding about how rates usually entails, how we really need to manipulate our conversions in order to be on track. And just as we've been doing, we will actually draw curtains on our lesson for today. Like I stated earlier on, I would like each and every one of my viewers out there to subscribe to my YouTube channel, to like the videos that I've uploaded as well, and also to bear in mind to share to your colleagues who might be in need of this knowledge. Kudos to you all. Bye.